Hey everyone, I'm Ultimate456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 135 of Let's Play Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Last time I forgot to show you Miu's undergarments, description, Miu's favourite panties, special underwear worthy of adorning her busty, brainy, beautiful goddess body. Alright, we're almost there. Let's speak to Korekiyo.
You wish to discuss the beauty of humanity with me, yes?
What would you like to do? Spend time together?
I'm flattered by your invitation, but I worry there's not enough time. My love for the beauty for humanity cannot be covered in a mere day. That said, if I do not start the discussion, it shall never conclude.
Humanity is beautiful.
Perhaps I shall simply cover the basic points of the beauty of humanity.
Alright, so let's hang out with Creepy. I spent some time listening to Kiyo talk about the beauty of humanity. Okay, so the first thing I have that he likes is actually this one here, Tattered Music Score, so I'm going to give him 3 of those.
I am pleased.
I may have this? Much appreciated. You enjoy giving gifts. Perhaps we can discuss cultural gift-giving practices.
Is that alright?
Kiyo, what's the difference between anthropology, history, and archaeology?
They are often confused, so your question is reasonable. To that question, they are different may be a possible answer.
Let's see.
History is records, archaeology is buildings and relics, anthropology is folklore and customs. History studies events and changes in countries or regions across time. Archaeology traces the course of humanity through physical remains. Anthropology is a study that examines the thought behind traditions and customs. I kind of understand, but I kind of don't.
Anthropology is...
If you think of humanity at the core of anthropology, it should be clear. From people come feelings, those feelings intersect and become tradition. At least, that's my stance on the matter. The feelings intersect. Customs and folktales only occur in places where people can share them. Sorry, I'm not very familiar with such things.
Is that so?
But you encounter anthropology on a daily basis. For example, occult stories on the internet have their roots in folklore. Someone on a journey committing a taboo in a mountainous village, for example.
You're right.
That's true, I hear that often.
Anthropology is...
Various mythologies are frequently referenced in anime, manga, and games. A character's background can be viewed through an anthropological lens. Tools and houses in the background, jobs, speech, clothing, or food. With the proper knowledge, such things can help you understand a work more deeply. Without it, such clues go to waste. That's fascinating. That knowledge would be very useful. It seems I've piqued your curiosity. Let us talk more. Well then, what image does the word kappa call to mind, Shuichi?
A monster with a plate on its head, a furry monster that looks like a monkey, or a cool big brother? Well, this is the main one, because I know Kappa is a folklore monster.
That's...
A monster with a plate on its head?
I see, yes.
I thought you would say that.
Listen.
It is anthropologically impossible for our mental images of a kappa to match.
Huh?
Impossible?
Yes.
Originally, monsters had no form, for they were based on people's emotions. That image of a kappa is a culmination of many different people's thoughts. An ancient fear was changed over many years into a creature we can identify. Culture is constantly changing. Anthropology chases those changes. Thus, I must keep the present in mind while I learn about past customs.
Tell me your thoughts.
So, it is unexpectedly deep, yes?
You're right.
Yeah, profound.
Awesome. That was probably one of my favorite ones, actually. And despite, like, you know who Korekiyo is a bit on the creepy side, he does explain things well and he's highly intelligent, so... Apart from the fact that he decided to kill 2 people. Anyway. I learned all about anthropology and then returned to my room. Obviously, I meant like in the main game, yeah, he's supposed to be a serial killer, so he's killed more, but yeah. Whatever. Despite his stupidity... Okay, Korekiyo. Spend time. This one... Okay, it looks like he said the same thing, which is good. Definitely. Go down to tattered music score. Alright, number 2.
I am pleased.
Perfect.
Hello.
Since you're here, you wish to learn more about anthropology, yes?
Is that alright?
Yes, I would like to learn more if that's alright with you.
I am pleased.
Of course, I will speak of it for as long as you wish to hear of it. Perhaps we should sit somewhere for our discussion.
We have to move somewhere.
The dining hall. We decided to sit in the dining hall and drink some tea while we talked.
Whatever is the matter?
You seem to be looking at me with a strange expression. Is something wrong? Well, you're always wearing that mask, Kiyo. I was just wondering how you would drink tea.
Yes.
Ah, this? I take it off at times like these. So he does take it off sometimes. That makes sense, or else he couldn't eat or drink.
You see.
And I replace it with a mask for meals.
Huh?
A mask for meals?
That's correct.
I have one for bathing, sleeping, and even exercising. So he has a variety.
Well then.
If you will excuse me. After excusing himself, Korekiyo turned his back to me and began changing masks. He could just take it off. He doesn't have to have so many kinds. Why so particular about that?
So then.
Thank you for waiting, Shuichi. Huh? Did you change your mask?
Yes.
I did. This is the one for meals. It looks exactly the same.
So then.
So I will proceed to enjoy this tea now.
Okay.
This tea has a nice scent. I usually prefer green tea, but this is wonderful. Korekiyo looked to be in a trance as he brought the cup of tea to his lips. But won't it just spill on the mask?
Wonderful.
Ah, a mellow flavor that makes itself familiar to the tongue. Huh? The mask isn't wet. Did he pour it in the slit? I didn't even see him do it.
Oh.
Ah, and we have cookies as well. They look delicious. Cookies. I'll definitely get to see him take off his mask to eat that. I held my breath and watched as Korekiyo brought the cookie to his lips. What the? What happened? The cookie just disappeared.
Oh.
What is the matter? The cookie, it just disappeared.
I see.
Well, yes, because I put it into my mouth. But it didn't look like you ate it at all. You're wondering how I ate it, aren't you? If you are vexed by such trivial things, then your world is still very small.
Do you understand?
I will open up your world through anthropology, if you so desire.
It reminds me of the Naruto episode where they spend the whole episode trying to see what's under Kakashi's mask, and at the very end he pulls it down and it's another mask. Of course. After sharing some tea, I returned to my room. It's a great episode. 20 minutes of just insanity. Oh, so good. Alright, one more time with Korekiyo.
I see.
This is actually going rather well because we're getting through a fair bit of it without taking too much time. Korekiyo's voice is like not that bad for me to do, but my throat is starting to hurt. But we're almost through, so
Wonderful.
I will endure it.
Korekiyo is teaching me more things about anthropology.
Do you understand?
So, from an anthropological view, house does not necessarily mean family. The house is an umbrella term that denotes both residents and people. Interesting. It's fun breaking down the etymology of words we use.
Ah, yes.
Indeed. Speaking of family, what made you choose the life of a detective? Are your parents detectives?
No.
No, it was my uncle. He's the detective, and I just help him. Ah, so that's how it happened.
Then
How about you, Kiyo? What made you become an anthropologist? There is no particular reason. I merely pursued my interests. The rest was Sister's influence.
Huh?
Sister?
Listen.
I first learned of anthropology while reading a book with Sister. It said that tales like that of Princess Kaguya existed all over the world. I was surprised that people across the globe had such similar ideas. It was then that Sister pushed me to research as much as I could. So that's how you became an ultimate.
I see.
Indeed. I am who I am today, all because of Sister. Sister understood me more than anyone else. She even made this uniform for me.
Huh?
She did?
You see.
Oh, she did? My outfit was originally much simpler, but she said that didn't suit me. She made it ever so beautifully. There is no uniform quite like mine. Korekiyo looked elated as he told me about it. I just realized now, because he loves his uniform so much and his sister, and which I guess is himself. I don't know, it's always been a little confusing as to what's going on there. He's always got his hands like wrapped around his own body because he's like sort of embracing the clothing. That's a really nice detail. You're close to your sister, aren't you? Not all sisters make clothes for their brothers. I'm an only child, so I'm a bit envious. Do you have an interest in sisters, Shuichi?
Huh?
That's not what I mean at all.
A mere jest.
I jest. To tell the truth, sister's always been sickly. She made this uniform between bouts of illness.
That's...
I'm sorry. But I'm sure that as long as you're working hard, she'll be just fine.
What is it?
What do you mean by that?
Because...
Watching her little brother work hard and succeed is the best medicine.
I see.
So you're saying no, wrong voice, sorry. And also I think I'm confused because he goes little brother, but I don't think he mentioned that she's older. But I don't know, maybe there was something that I missed. I see, so you're saying I should work hard for her. Of course I know that. I apologize, I didn't mean to overstep my bounds. No, sister thanks you for worrying about her. You're a good person. Were you a girl, I would have you become one of sister's friends. Do all her friends have to be girls? Maybe his sister doesn't like boys going near her. Now that's a complex. Alright, we're getting through it. This is really good. That was a quick one. Full of new knowledge, I returned to my room. Just trying to focus on... Okay, yeah. Now I know what to do. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to back out of the casino games like we usually do. And we're going to buy 3 love keys because 3 is the amount that we need. Like if I get it perfect, that's all we need. Also down to 4 mono emergencies, but that's fine. I'll buy more very soon. So let's do 3 and let's see what happens. Hopefully, like I said, I may decide to eventually save Scum, but I don't think it's super important. Yes! Oh my goodness. Alright, cool. So I only need Kaito and Ryoma now. Alright, and this is probably my favorite one, if I had to say. Every time I come here, I play the role of their ideal, like some shared fantasy. What kind of fantasies does Kaede think about? This is getting awkward. What am I supposed to do?
You know?
Yes? Do you remember what today is? Today. So you don't remember. I kinda had that feeling.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, you don't need to apologize. My friends told me boys are like this. She put her hands on her hips and pouted at me.
You know?
Today is our anniversary. You know, when we started dating?
Huh?
Anniversary?
Right?
That's right, today's very important. I see. This is Kaede's fantasy. That must be why she's talking like this.
Hey.
Since it's our anniversary, I want you to say it, Shuichi.
That's...
Say what?
Jeez.
Oh god, Shuichi, I was the one who confessed to you, you know.
Sorry.
Of course she was. I'm sorry, Kaede, but I honestly don't know what you want me to say. What do you mean you honestly don't know what? Come on, you're a detective and you're not dumb. Jeez. Oh no, did I make her mad again?
Hey.
How long will I have to wait before you call me something other than just Kaede? Something other than Kaede?
Right?
Call me like sweetheart or something.
Got it?
Say it.
Sweetheart.
Mm.
Are you okay?
Kaede, are you okay? I'm not okay. Hearing that took me by surprise. Yeah, me too. But you went back to calling me Kaede again. I'm sorry. It's fine. I really like that passive side of yours. Don't get all quiet on me, I'm super embarrassed now. Without a word of warning, the blushing Kaede took me in her arms. Whoa! Kaede, wait, careful. As Kaede leaned into me, I lost my balance and... thud. When I opened my eyes, I found Kaede in my lap, both of us sitting on the bed.
Wait!
Kaede, sorry, this is a bit, we're in bed. Not like I would try anything. Shuichi. Yes?
You know,
Hug me.
Huh?
What?
right?
Like this. She whispered in my ear and squeezed me tighter. Slowly, I put my arms around her and pulled her in gently. Matching my movements, she drew her body closer, pressing herself against me. Kaede's warmth was speaking to me. My whole body was listening.
Can you hear my heartbeat?
Okay.
Yes, Kaede.
I can hear yours too, Shuichi. It's my favorite melody. It envelops me in a warm, strong embrace. More than any other song can do. It fills me with courage. Shuichi, you play my heart better than I play the piano.
Kaede?
Please, call me your sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
If we're going to be honest today, then I wanted to hear you say that. As long as you give me this courage, I can do anything. What should I do?
Kaede, my sweetheart, pulled back and rested herself on my lap. We stared into each other's eyes for a long while, our noses almost touching.
Shuichi, will you do it with me? I would like that more than anything.
In place of a reply, I pulled her in closer. Hey!
Shuichi shoots, he scores! Had to break up the awkwardness there. Alright, so we can hang out with Korekiyo one more time. Unless we get someone here. No, good. Alright, so let's go over here and we'll do Korekiyo one more time. Have I don't think I saved. I'll save after this episode.
You chose me. I was considering asking you too, Shuichi. For us to be so compatible, we must have known each other in a past life. Shuichi, do you believe in the rebirth of the soul, reincarnation, or spirits? They are often dismissed as the occult, yet they're closely tied to anthropology. For example... Sorry, creaky chair. I spent the day learning about the anthropology of spirits. We're so close. Definitely, I don't think I can give him tattered music score. This one might go a bit longer. I need to give him sketchbook. Let's give him that. Hopefully.
I am pleased.
Yep.
So then...
I must say, it is enjoyable to teach such an attentive student as you. Now that I think about it, every time we hang out, it turns into a lecture. Well, I'm having fun, so I don't mind.
Ah, yes.
Do you recall when we discussed the Princess Kaguya legend?
If I remember correctly...
Yeah, and how there are similar legends all around the world.
Listen...
That is but one legend with counterparts in other cultures. Another such legend, one I find quite interesting, is that of Hainuvale, I'm guessing? I feel like the W would be pronounced with a V. Hainuvale? Are they going to say which country it's from? Hainuvale?
That's correct.
Indonesia. I don't know. I pretty much know nothing about Indonesia, even though it's so close to Australia. There you go, I do know something. It is the name of a girl who appears in the folklore of Indonesia. To summarize, she was a goddess who defecated valuable items. In the tale, she was killed and her body became seeds for crops. Similar tales in Japanese folklore are Ohegesu Hime and Ukemochi. Isn't it fascinating how similar these tales from different lands are?
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see...
Tales with boxes not to be opened, hero mythology, gods disguised as beggars. There are tales with similar elements like these all over the world. Interesting. So you know all about legends and myths, Kiyo.
But of course...
Of course. Myths, folklore, legends, they all inform anthropology.
Then...
Are there any in particular that resonate with you? Myths that resonate.
Tell me your thoughts.
Have you ever heard of Medusa?
If I
remember correctly.
The monster who turns all that look upon her to stone, correct? Yes, you may know her as a monster. Am I wrong?
No.
No, you're not wrong. But she was originally known as a goddess of nature. A goddess of nature?
That's correct.
Indeed. But as time went by, she was changed into a fearsome monster to be slain by a hero.
Why?
How did that happen?
Let's see.
The answer is clear if you consider why nature deities were worshipped. Long ago, humanity was weak and stood no chance against the might of nature. But over time, humanity developed civilization and began taming the land. The protection of a goddess of nature was no longer needed. The goddess becoming a monster is proof of humanity overcoming nature. I see.
Tell me your thoughts.
But people will continue to tell the story of Medusa. Why is that? Because it's a good, scary story? I have no idea. To show the power of humanity. I will concede to Korekiyo's intelligence here. Hopefully this is like, it's not going to affect anything, but hopefully it doesn't seem like I'm dumb, or it doesn't seem like I'm dumb here. I have no idea. The reason is something every living being can relate to.
Do you understand?
Living things turn to stone. This clearly represents death, yes? In other words, all human beings will one day perish. So even if we overcome nature, we cannot overcome death. I couldn't exactly tell through the mask, but I imagine Korekiyo was smiling. Why would he make that expression? Does he not fear death? Oops. It seems I've gotten off track. Let us return to discussing myths.
Okay.
That was actually another one of my favorites. I really... Like, is that true about Medusa? Was she the goddess of nature? I was with Shuichi on that one. I thought it was just the Greek mythology of her turning people to stone. I didn't know that, if that's the case. Alright, awesome. We have to hang out with Korekiyo one more time, and then we gotta hang out with Kurumi. Let me think for a second. 1, 2, 3... Oh, I don't think we're gonna finish Kurumi, but that's okay. We'll get close. Did I... Yeah, okay, we're good. No, I didn't do triple X-ray goggles. Sorry, I know I keep forgetting about this, but I just remembered, and this episode's already gone on long enough. Triple X-ray goggles. Once part of an object becomes visible, the entire object will be shown, effective during imagination excavation. So the mind mine in Trials, as soon as you get a piece of it, it'll show you where everything is. It's basically useless. Okay, so I want to thank you all for watching episode 136, I think? Hang on. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, yes. Episode 135 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa V3 Ultimate... No. Let me try this all again. Okay, so I want to thank you all for watching episode 135 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. My name is Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.